Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing baked lobster tails. So what I have here is 6 lobster tails. And right now I'm going to start off doing about 4 garlic cloves. And then we're going to give them a good slice. We're just going to mince these up. Now, the garlic is going to be going into a butter sauce, which we're going to glaze the lobster tail with before we put them in the oven. And you don't have to be too crazy perfect with the chop here. Just make sure that they're all evenly chopped. I prefer a much smaller chop for my garlic, but if you don't mind, it's all up to your preference. Okay, once you've finished mincing your garlic, what you want to do now is get about a cup of unsalted butter. Okay, so I went ahead and I melted the butter. So now what you want to do is go ahead and add your garlic to the butter. And now, so sorry, technical difficulties, my camera cut out. But what I did was I went ahead and I added about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, and about a squeeze of lemon. What you want to do is you want to add some parsley, chopped preferably. And now I would usually always say use fresh ingredients, but I do not have fresh parsley on hand, so we're just going to have to use dried parsley. Forgive me, please. It's okay, I promise. Go ahead and mix the ingredients. Give it a taste. And then add to your preference. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more salt. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, now we have the sauce done. Now we're gonna go ahead and cut the lobster tails. Okay, so now that I have them rinsed off and ready to go, I'm gonna go ahead and take a pair of scissors. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut straight down the top of the tail all the way to the bottom right here. Nothing further, because then the shell won't hold when you're trying to take the actual meat out. So you can hold it down like this and just cut down the middle. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that to all of them. Cut down to the bottom of the tail. What you're gonna do is you're going to get your fingers, put them at the top in between like this. And what you want to do is gently break open the shell. It's best to push on the very bottom part of the shell to crack it, because what you want to do is create a nice bed for the meat to sit on. So once you have it open enough like this, what you'll want to do is you're going to want to take your fingers or a spoon, go in between the shells like this, and gently pull out the meat. Now it'll be stuck to the bottom of the shell. You just want to gently pull it up. So it looks like this. So it's gently, it's out of the shell. Out of the shell. And what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to put your fingers at the very back of the tail and push up. So you want to push up on this part of the tail to get the meat out. And what you want to do after you do that, gently place the lobster on top of the tail like this. So it should look like this, right? And any other strangly pieces you have left, I would usually use a knife, but since I just have my scissors right handy, I go ahead and cut the rest of the pieces, and there you go. There's your lobster tail. And I'm gonna do that to the rest of the lobsters. Okay, now that I have finished, they all look ready to go. What I want to do quick before I get the butter on them, I'm going to go ahead and give these a quick rinse off because some of the shells have broken onto the actual meat. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and put these tails on a parchment lined baking sheet. This is what we have, what we're working with. Okay, now we're gonna get the butter and we're going to brush the lobster. So what I like to do is I like to have two separate containers. So a ramekin of the butter that we're gonna use after it bakes and the butter that we use before we bake it. Now you have to make sure that you have two separate containers for these because constantly dipping your brush into the butter, it's raw meat, so it'll be cross-contamination, so it's better to have two separate ones so that way the butter that you put onto the lobster after you bake it is not contaminated with raw fish. Okay, now that we've buttered our lobster tails, we're going to go ahead and set our oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit and put these in the oven for about 13 minutes.
And of course, we gotta finish with our cinematic video. That's all we have for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Instagram page for more food-related content, and I will see you next time.